Only in the world of video games can we ask somebody if they want to join a kill squad, and it's perfectly okay. I'm the ExHardcore Gamer, and today I'm going to be talking about the full release on Steam for Killsquad. Released all the way back in July of 2019, Killsquad has finally seen its full release and exiting out of early access. Taken right from the Steam store description, you can tell that this game has a little bit of everything. Hack and slash, check. Twin stick shooter, check. 4-player co-op to slay hordes of aliens and bosses with your friends? Check. Skills, upgrades, weapons, gears, talisman, and more to make you stronger? Check. Wake up, bounty hunter. We have a mission for you. Time to clean up the scum of the galaxy. What this boils down to is basically you have an action RPG that plays either like a hack and slash or a twin stick shooter based on which character you choose to play as. Once you actually select which character you're going to play as, you quickly realize this game has a very similar setup to other looter-type games such as Destiny, Warframe, or The Division. While gathering loot is nothing new to action RPGs, I do compare it to these other games because of the way that it's set up and how you select missions, and each one has a required level that you have to have before you can play it. When playing typical action RPGs, you tend to find loot of all variety of classes, even if it's not the one that you're playing as, and you'll be able to keep going and progress through levels no matter what. With Killsquad, it's going to be like a Destiny where you're going to play levels over and over again and select which order you play them in until you get the right level gear to move on. And that gear will only be specific to the character that you're currently playing as. While going through the levels, they're usually a bit more bite-sized and only take a few minutes to complete, and you'll also gather resources while you're playing other than gear so that you can do some crafting and upgrades. Another semi-unique mechanic when playing Killsquad is that it takes on an almost MOBA-like structure where each level you start off at level 1, and then you upgrade and gain experience all the way up to level 10. This isn't to say that you're starting off fresh with each contract. Your character does carry over its level and its stats on its gear. It's just that you start in a slightly weakened state, and as you progress through the level, you'll be able to gain access to your ultimate abilities and stats will go up slightly. Essentially what you're looking at is each time you're going through a contract, you're getting a little bit stronger, a little bit better, and gaining more gear and possibly more permanent upgrades and abilities. But within each level, you have to work towards gaining access to them. You can change characters at any point in between taking on contracts, but you do need to keep in mind what level they're at because then you might not have access to as many contracts as the one that you were just playing as. This does lead to a lot of grinding in the gameplay, as you'll constantly be replaying levels, trying to get better gear to be able to go on to the next contract, and this will take even longer if you constantly find yourself switching which character you're playing as. I know that there are people out there that are not into that grindy type style of gameplay, but for me personally, I had a lot of fun with it, and it was definitely made better by the fact that it was super easy to join in and play with other people online, so you're always playing co-op even if you don't have friends around to play. When it comes to controlling Killsquad, it does give you the choice of either using mouse and keyboard or using a controller, and I found that both work very well, and it just comes down to a personal preference of gameplay, although I did find the melee to be a little bit harder to do with mouse and keyboard. The graphics I think can be quickly summed up as your typical AA style kind of indie game, where it looks really good and has some great animation, but definitely doesn't quite have that level of polish that you see with some other games with a higher budget. The characters themselves that you play as are rather unique, but you get a lot of recycled enemies and levels, and then there are some lighting effects that sometimes look great and sometimes not so great. It really kind of depends on what's going on. So really, like I said, it just doesn't quite get that polish that you would expect, but overall looks pretty good. When it comes to the music and sound effects in Killsquad, you're going to get kind of your basic, well, it gets the job done kind of feel to it. You know, the soundtrack is decent, but it's nothing I'd want to buy separately and listen to. And the sound effects are all pretty good, but they seem kind of generic and almost like you've heard them before in other games. So to round things out, if you love the grind, if you want to be able to unlock more loot and even get some customization options and work on in-game achievements, there's a ton to do in Killsquad, and it's a lot of fun whether you have friends or not. I had a blast, and I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of the genre, and it does do some things a little bit unique enough that it makes it stand out. And before we go, I'd like to personally thank our own Kill Squad in our Indie Warriors. Mitchell Hall, Bunny, Kevilo, Bill T, Christian Cruz, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Peach, Adriana Amato, CJR, PSC, C Coil, Skeptism, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, Julian Kolbus, JRS the 8th, Ray Lynn, and Marky Min. I'd like to thank you all for helping us out here at I Dream of Indie and all of the support that you give. If anybody else would like to join them, all the information is in the description below. Until next time, thanks again for watching and enjoy gaming.